DeWanna Bonner in the hot seat after saying what she stated last night in her press conference, man. I can't lie, it does look like some hypocrisy going on.
DeWanna Bonner continues to take shots at the Indiana Fever and the Fever fans. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Dana Bonner surprised many in a recent ESPN interview by saying, "I wouldn't change a thing," despite leaving the Indiana Fever after receiving $200,000, missing several games for unspecified personal reasons, and later joining Phoenix while framing herself as the victim.
Anything differently, I think my journey is my journey and I'm going to accept that. It carried me where I am in Phoenix and it happened that way for a reason. I mean, really, that is a wild statement.
You stole that money from Indiana. You signed up for that bread and didn't deliver. You didn't show up for work. You made up bullcrap excuses.
Fever fans embraced her, but behind the scenes, she was planning her exit. If you're as shocked as we are, like this video and comment, Investigate Bonner. We'll break down exactly how it happened.
Over here, she signed a max contract. She knew Phoenix didn't have the bread. She got 80 here and went and got the rest over there. I think it's trash.
I wouldn't do anything differently. You took 80 grand from the Indiana Fever. You could have just signed. Like, that's one of the things, like, I don't understand why you take these interviews. I don't understand why someone would take an interview and say that, when the reality is that all you did was took a whole bunch of money.
Bonner's comments feel like a blow to fans who invested their money, energy, and passion in supporting her, appearing on national television as if nothing was wrong, despite being paid while missing games, raises serious questions about her professionalism.
Refused to show up to work while receiving money, while taking payment. You refused to show up and do the job. And let's be clear, you wasn't even good while you was here. You was shooting threes hitting the side of the backboard.
But this is definitely going to be a part of her history, man. Because the new wave is taking over. These new fans are watching. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be a part of her history.
This isn't about basketball. It's about professionalism. Fans trusted Bonner to show up, but her time in Indiana felt like a calculated move that left them feeling misled and let down.
This is DeWanna Bonner. I wouldn't do anything differently. I think my journey is my journey. I'm going to accept that. It carried me to where I am now in Phoenix, and it happened that way for a reason. It didn't happen that way for a reason. You forced yourself out of...
Digging deeper shows a bigger issue, the gap between what Bonner promised and what she delivered after signing that big contract.
I just don't understand this. I don't understand why DeWanna Bonner is taking these interviews at this point in time. Because I'm like, look, you're in Phoenix. You've got what you wanted. You've got what everyone expected you wanted all along. Everything's gone your way. Indiana haters are going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. They're going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. Phoenix Mercury fans are going to love you. Rival fans are going to love you because you basically screwed over the Fever. Fever fans are going to hate you.
Bonner averaged just 7.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.6 assists, bench-level numbers for a veteran brought into lead. She started only 3 of 9 games and often looked disengaged, far from the stabilizing force the Fever expected.
First of all, the fans are the victim. The organization was the victim here. Like, why are we sitting here, she up in these articles like she was a victim, like she did, like something was done wrong? No, the fans are a victim. They welcomed you with open arms. They embraced you. And you turned your back and you quit. It's that simple. You quit. You refuse to show up to work. You wasn't hurt. You wasn't sick. It wasn't a personal fit. No, you just didn't want to be on.
Fever fans stayed patient, hoping Bonner would bounce back, but instead she seemed to check out. The team built around her, only for her to leave and suddenly thrive in Phoenix, dropping 22 points and 11 rebounds in her second game. Funny how that works.
Came here, you stunk it up, and then you got benched. Just because you was okay with coming off the bench in another situation don't mean you was okay with coming off the bench in this situation. So I want to know what's the real? What's the real? Because you can't say while you was here you said, "Oh, I've never played in front of this many fans." You were embraced by the fans. You spoke highly of the fans while you were here. You were a starter, but you wasn't playing well. And that was nobody else's fault that you was shooting threes hitting the side of the backboard and you was smoking layups. And then your starting spot got took and then all of a sudden you refused to show up to work.
This isn't about finding her rhythm. It's proof Bonner held back in Indiana. The sudden jump in performance after joining Phoenix, alongside her fiancé Alyssa Thomas, felt like a clear sign she had the fire all along but chose not to show it.
We gonna keep it real. Chloe Bibby, the new 7-day signee, has fit in and played better than DeWanna Bonner did anyway. Let's be clear here. Chloe Bibby came in first game, knocked down 2 threes. DeWanna Bonner first game versus the gum on the bottom of the shoe, Chicago Sky. We had to jump through hoops of fire and do all types of abracadabra magic tricks to get her to finally score to break.
Bonner's leap in Phoenix, after coasting in Indiana, looks deliberate. She won over Fever fans with big promises, then left them footing the bill while thriving elsewhere.
Quote from DeWanna Bonner. I have no problem coming off the bench. I have never been that player. I don't feel like I have that reputation. Now, fair enough. You have won 6th Woman of the Year, respectfully. But that don't mean that's what you thought you were walking into. I believe you thought you was coming here to be a veteran leader, an OG, and a starter. She came here as a starter, was stinking it up, got injured, and Lexi Hall stepped in, and Lexi Hall should have been the starter from day one. DeWanna Bonner should have never been a starter in an Indiana Fever uniform. That's a fact.
Indiana fans embraced Bonner, believing her promises to lead, mentor, and chase a championship. They defended her when production lagged, but now it feels like she planned her exit from the start, turning their genuine support into an emotional scam.
Caitlin Clark wants to play, which of course is the way that the Fever plays, that she is their nucleus. They want to push the ball down the court. They want to be quick. They want to be fast moving. At 37 years old, that style of play might not fit DeWanna Bonner very well. Like, that just doesn't highlight her strength. So I think it's probably a combination of style of play reasons, personal reasons, and yeah, like you said, at this point, she probably wants to win basketball games, make a little bit of money.
This wasn't a simple parting of ways. It was a veteran exploiting trust, cashing in, and leaving for a better fit. Fans feel betrayed, and the silence from team leadership only fuels suspicion about how badly this was handled from the start.
Success and continued success in the system with Caitlin from last year, I think, was the big reason that DeWanna Bonner was moved to the bench at all and kind of trying to figure that out. When I went back through last week, just kind of like pouring over all of these press conferences and like public comments and like my interviews that I had done in Indiana, the thing that stuck out to me was the first day, I think, of training camp, DeWanna Bonner had mentioned like she had to catch her breath because these guys are fast.
Bonner's discontent seemed to spike when Lexi Hall earned more minutes. If she was promised a starter role, that's a coaching misstep, but her post-departure complaints about coming off the bench ring hollow, especially for a 3-time 6th Woman of the Year.
Trying to figure out, everything's changed. We add pieces and pieces come back. Where you get your shot is normally the game before you probably won't get that same shot. And I'm just trying to figure out where you fit on this team. It's going to take a little bit of time to gel, so just be patient with us.
It's going to take us a little bit of time to gel. Just be patient. Oh, man. Bonner. But man, it is crazy to hear her say that. It is crazy, y'all. I can't hold you. The fact that now she's more so of understanding it's going to take some time to find your footing. It's, you have to be patient. Man, that's tough, Bonner. That's tough. Coming from somebody that literally gave up. You gave up on the Indiana Fever, man. You should have gave it some time.
Bonner bailed the moment her starting spot was in jeopardy, choosing control over contribution. Her move to Phoenix, where her fiancé plays, looks less like basketball strategy and more like convenience. Indiana's front office got played, and the silence from leadership damaged trust. Now every player knows they can make noise to get out. If you're frustrated too, investigate Bonner in the comments.